Morning Year 4 and welcome to Wednesday's lesson. So again, your mental maths today is multiplication. It's a 7 times table, so pause the board and have a go at these questions. Okay, welcome back. Here are the answers, so check how many you've got right. And now we are moving on to decimals. So we're comparing decimals to see which ones are bigger, which ones are smaller today. So I just want you to have a look at this one here. We've got 0.31. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so it stands out. So we've got 0.31, and that's represented here. And we've got 0.34, and that's represented here. Now I'm just going to put my place value above these numbers. So we've got our ones, our decimal points, our tenths, and our hundredths. And again, we've got our ones, decimal point, tenths, and hundredths. So we've got no ones in either one. We've got 3/10 represented here, and in this one we've got 3/10 represented here. Then we've got 1/100th represented here, and 4/100th represented here. So which one is the greater one? Which one is the bigger number? Well, it's this one, isn't it? 0.34, and you can see it pictorially. They've both got 3/10, but this one's got 1/100th and this one has got 4/100th. So they both have 3/10. This one has got 1/100th, 3/10, but this one's got 4/100th. So this one has got more. So 0.34 is greater than 0.13. So here we have 0.1 and 0.6, and we want to know which is the bigger number. So I've written them as fractions to help you. We've got 1/10 and 6/10 because in both of them there's 0 ones, and then the next column we've got 1/10 and 6/10. So which one's greater? Well, out of 10 there's 1, and out of 10 there's 6. So 0.6 is greater than 0.1. Just to point out here, when you're doing place value, the numbers get bigger if they go up this way. So you've got 1s and 10s, so 10s are bigger than 1s. But the further down you go this way, the smaller they get. So a tenth is smaller than a whole, which we know, and 100th is smaller than a tenth. So if you think about it, this is a whole, this is a tenth, and this is 100th. So 1 whole is bigger or greater than a tenth. A tenth is greater than 100th. So in that way it's going the opposite direction. We've got another one here. We've got 0.02 and 0.03. Which one is greater? So what I've done is, I've done my place values, I've put them in the correct columns. Now, here we've got 2/100th. So as a fraction that is written as 2/100. Here we've got 3/100ths, that is written as 3/100ths. Which one is greater? Which one is more? If I was to draw this pictorially, this would be 2/100ths and this would be 3/100ths. 3/100ths is greater than 2/100ths. Okay? Because 3 is bigger than 2. So both of them have 0 ones. Both of them have 0/10ths, then we're looking at hundredths. That one's got 2/100ths, that one's got 3/100ths, so that one is greater. Then we've got another one, we've got 0.12 and we've got 0.21. Well, first of all, we're going to look in the ones column. Both of them have got no whole numbers. Then we're going to look in the tenths column. This one's got 1/10, this one's got 2/10. So already we can see that 2 is greater than 1, so this must be the bigger number. And I'll show you that pictorially. So 0.12 is going to be 12/100ths. 0.21 is 21/100ths. So we know 21/100ths is greater than 12/100ths. Okay, just to show you on a number line what this looks like, these are split into tenths, so we've got 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and so on. So these are getting bigger, and then when you get to 0.9, it becomes 1 whole. So here it's saying which is bigger, 0.8 or 0.6. So what I would do is put my place value, my tenths, and my hundredths. And then I'd write 0.8, and then I'd write 0.6. Okay, I'm looking at my ones, both of them have got 0 ones. Now I'm going to look at my tenths. This one's got 8 tenths, this one's got 6 tenths. I know that 8 is bigger than 6, so 0.8 is greater than 0.6. Okay, so let's arrange these numbers in increasing order, so that means from smallest to greatest. I have 3 numbers. Again, what I will do is I put my place values on a piece of paper. You can do it on the sheet. I've got 0.23, I've got 0.12, and I've got 0.21. I'm looking for the smallest number first. All of them have got 0 in the ones. Now I'm going to look in the tenths. I've got a 2, a 1, and a 2. Well, 1 is smallest, so 0.12 is the smallest. Now the 2 left over, they've both got 2 in, so they're equal there. Then I'm going to look in the hundredths. One's got a 3 and one's got a 1. 1 is the smallest, so 0.21 is the next smallest, and that just leaves 0.23 as the biggest. Right, again, I need to arrange these, but this time we're arranging them in decreasing order, which means you start at the biggest and finish with the smallest. So once again, place value, and you just write each number underneath one another so it's easy for you. So we've got 0.2, 0.3, then I've got 0, let me rub that out, that's not going to work. Start again. So I've got 0.2, 0.3, see if it lets me right now. No. 0.23, and the last one was 0.32. 0.32. So remember, this time we're starting at the biggest and ending in the smallest. So I'm looking for the biggest number. All of them are 0, so they're all equal there. And then we've got the tenths. We've got a 2, a 3, a 2, and a 3. Well, the biggest numbers here are the 3 and the 3. So these are equal at this point. Then I need to move into the hundredths. Well, this has got 2 hundredths, and this hasn't got any hundredths. So in effect, actually, that's a 0 there. So the biggest number is 0.32. And then again, tick that off so we've done it. Looking for the biggest number, 0 in the ones column. I've got a 2, a 3, and a 2. The 3 is the biggest, so 0.3 is the next biggest number. And then we've got 2 numbers left. Both have 0s in the ones column, and both have 2s in the tenths column. So then I need to look in the hundredths column. This has got a 3 in the hundredths column. This doesn't have anything, so in effect it's a 0. So if I'm looking for the biggest number, it's 0.23. And that leaves me with 0.2. Okay? So, these are your questions today. Questions 1 and 2 got 4 numbers in, and you need to write them in order. Be careful. The first one says the greatest. Circle the sorry, you don't have to order them. That's me reading it wrong. So circle the greatest number in each box. So you just circle one number in each box. The question 2 says circle the smallest number in each box. Now to find out which is the greatest number and the smallest number, you need to do your place value, write each number underneath one another, and look for the greatest number and the smallest number in each one. And then in question 3, it's asking you to use greater than and less than symbols. Now remember, the crocodile's mouth eats the biggest number. So we've got 0.4 and 0.5. Do your place values, put each number underneath one another and see which one is the biggest number, and the crocodile eats the biggest number. Then question 4 and 5, you have to order these numbers. This one says in increasing order, which means you start at the smallest and end with the biggest. This one says arrange them in decreasing order, so you start at the greatest and you end with the smallest. You will not have a problem with this as long as you put your place value at the top and put each number underneath one another. Okay, if you need any help, listen to the blog. If not, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.